Hi guys, another super weird week here in the UK. Well, in London, certainly. We had, I think, one day that was like 11 degrees, and then we had one that was 21 degrees, and it's been all over the place. So, again, little range of perfumes here. So, let's start with one. I actually really like this in warmer weather, and I think this is the one I did wear on the 21-degree days because there's something about honey that, although it's very sweet, I really like it in warmer weather. So this is Terre de Lumiere from L'Occitane, and I always managed to get it in the light so you can't quite see. Let me push it over here and then you can actually see the writing. Beautiful bottle. Sadly, they don't do this bottle anymore, but they do still make this perfume. They brought it out again in one of the I can't remember what they're called. I want to say Legend or something like that, but like one of their bottles where they have their older perfumes that they re-release. So it's in a super plain bottle now, and it's a clear liquid, so it doesn't have this delicious honey look to it. But it pretty much smells the same, to be honest. So I went and tested it, and I've actually just managed to get a bottle on eBay so that I can do a proper comparison. But yeah, this is so delicious. This is lavender, honey. In fact, let me just give you the notes. It's ambrette, pink pepper, bergamot. Middle notes of honey and lavender, base notes tonka bean, bitter almond, acacia and musk. I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste. I don't think it's like an easy perfume because I think a lot of people don't like lavender. Some people are fussy about honey. I don't get any of that kind of urine smell that sometimes people get with honey. I don't find this one indolic, but it definitely has a kind of classic L'Occitane vibe to it in that it's got a sort of, it's not green, that's not the word I'm looking for, but it's got like, I mean, I want to say like hay, or, you know, it's got that classic thing that a lot of L'Occitanes have, where it smells like you're in a field in Provence, you know, it's like got that vibe to it. But I just love this. It's my favourite honey perfume. I absolutely love the lavender in it. I love that it's got that bitter almond. It's got a tonka to make it even sweeter. It's so delicious. It's just, oh, I love it. So I really recommend it. It is pricey because I think it's like 50 ml for about £67. But I'll mention it now. In the UK, you can currently get this on the QVC site for, I think, £39 for a 50 ml bottle in the new plain bottle. And I think it's gorgeous. And I think if you like honey and if you like lavender, I really think that this might be like a safe bet for you. If you don't like those notes, it's not going to be, obviously. But I love it. I just love it so much. It's so delicious. Oh, and then I had a day where I wanted something a little bit more plain. I don't think I've mentioned trying this in store, but I hadn't mentioned that I managed to get a partial bottle. I've been trying to get one for months and months and months. This is Diptyque Fleur de Peau. So I've been wanting this one for ages, and it's just delicious. I feel like the easiest way to describe this is to say that it has some similarities with something like Glossier You. But I think this is somewhere between Glossier You and Diptyque Le Papier. To me, this really has a dry and slightly papery smell as well as like an iris smell. So it's got quite a lot of notes, and I can recognise quite a lot of what's in here when I wear it. So this is top notes of aldehyde, pink pepper, angelica and bergamot. Then you've got mid notes of iris and Turkish rose, base notes musk, ambrette, carrot, ambergris, sandalwood leather and amberwood. It has a very powdery, very dry feel to it. There's like almost no sweetness here whatsoever, but it's also not sharp. It's just like one of the most neutral smells that I have in my collection. I definitely get an earthiness from that carrot, but it's musky. It's not like fizzy soapy the way some aldehydes are, but it definitely gives it a bright and clean, very crisp smell. It's not shampooey, it's not screechy, it's so pretty. And yeah, I mean, I can't wear Glossier You because there's just so much ambroxan in it. If there's ambroxan in this one, which it might be because they don't list all the notes all the time, then it's nowhere near as much, you know, because it would bother me otherwise. I was wondering if it would give me a headache, because it has the kind of vibe that a lot of perfumes have when they're trying to be like ambroxany skin scents, but it doesn't give me a headache. Maybe that's because it's been made without that, if you see what I mean. But I'm not sure. I know that sometimes Diptyque perfumes definitely don't list anywhere near all the notes that are in them. But I'm so happy to have this. I really enjoyed wearing it. And oh my God, it's subtle, because it's definitely designed to be subtle in a skin scent. But it's an eau de parfum, and this lasts forever. Like, I sprayed it on first thing in the morning, and I didn't go crazy with it. I think maybe 5 sprays. I could smell it all day. And I think I maybe put one more spray on my neck and one more spray on my wrists before I left work. So that was like, you know, I mean, I'd had it on then for, I mean, how long was I at work? Like 8 hours plus the travel time. So like 9 hours I'd been wearing it by that point. I didn't really need to respray it, but I did, because I just wanted it to be a bit stronger. I could still smell it when I woke up in the morning. Like, this is crazy strong. And I feel like the thing with Diptyque, and probably why it appeals to me so much, is that they're subtle scents, but they do seem to last quite a long time on me. Like, everyone talks about how light they are and how fleeting, but I don't find them to be fleeting. I find them to last a really long time. They're just very subtle. So if you're not used to wearing skin scents, you probably don't notice that you're wearing them. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, even if I wear the Eau Duelle EDT, when I get in the shower the next day, I can really smell it coming back out. It's still there on my skin. I've still got that vanilla-y smell. So yeah, I mean, delicious. It took me a long time to get an affordable bottle, but I'm really happy to have it. But if you want something more affordable, then obviously Glossier U is a really good option, or, you know, things in that kind of neck of the woods. But yeah, I'm really happy to have it. It's a delight to wear it. I feel it's very chic and very simple, you know. So then I wore this one. Oh my God, it's so scrumptious. Full gourmand, this one, like full gourmand. This is Far from And Fragrances. And it's absolutely delicious. It's English key lime pie, so that's basically like a lime cheesecake. It doesn't list having vanilla, as far as I remember, but it has I think of this as being a lemon and vanilla perfume. That's kind of how I think about it. It's got a real zingy, natural smelling citrus, and then it's got a very yummy, creamy, but not sickly, sweet dry down. It does have a touch of that biscuity smell, but it's not like crazy by any means. It's like it's really easy to wear, this one. And actually this time it lasted way longer than it ever has when I've worn it before. So I feel like that's because I've had this for a little while and it's matured a little bit. I sprayed it on in the morning. I could still smell it very clearly by the end of the day. I didn't need to keep reapplying it. And when I did reapply it, it wasn't because I couldn't smell it. It's just because I love how this smells. It's so perfect if you want like a sweet, lemony, well, you know, like a pudding, if you want that kind of smell. It doesn't have like loads of florals to bother me. It doesn't have weird woods. It doesn't have ambroxan or anything like that. Here you go. So it's kaffir, lime, yuzu in the top, mandarin orange and lavender in the mid, and then base notes of biscuit. It's just lush. So I have decided, this is the EDP, because you can only get the 10ml of the EDP, and the 10ml from And Fragrances is £35. And it's free shipping if you're in the UK and you spend over 20. So, I mean, bosh, already done. So I have decided, though, because I really love this and I'm getting towards being halfway through and I do kind of want to wear it a bit more often, I'm going to, and I've already told him that for Christmas, my husband, I would like the EDT, the 50ml of the EDT. The 50ml of the EDT is, I think, £69, but if you get the Discovery set, they send you a £25 voucher off any 50ml bottle. So I'll be able to give that to him for a much more affordable, delicious Christmas present. Because the Eau de Parfum is obviously far more expensive, and I have read that the EDT is just as yummy, but has a little bit of a better projection, which I think is the case for some. As much as that seems weird to me, I guess there's something about having more water in it that just helps it project more. So I'll be able to do a comparison for you guys after Christmas when I've got that, and I can't wait because, oh, I'm just going to spray all over me. Oh my, it's absolutely delicious. So yeah, I think that's my favourite gourmand, to be honest. I think that's the nicest gourmand that I own, in terms of it being pretty much entirely gourmand. All right, big bottle time. I think did I wear this at the weekend? I must have worn this at the weekend, and I think I probably put it on in the morning and I just carried on wearing it because it's so scrumptious. I was just in the mood because I'd used the Snow Fairy shower gel, and I just wanted to continue the scent on, so I put on the spray. It just smells like Barbies, you know, not literally Barbies, but it smells the way I imagine a Barbie doll would smell. You know, it's cotton candy, sweet notes, cherry, vanilla, and pear. It's just, I think it's got like a bubblegum note. What does it say on the front of here? Fairies and pixies. Not the most helpful. But yeah, it says here, cloak yourself in candy floss and bubblegum. But you get a lot of that pear, you get a lot of the cherry. It's fruity, it's zingy. I think it smells like those pink foam shrimp-shaped sweets. Gosh, that was a hard one to say. The ones that I used to get at the cinema in the pick and mix. I think this smells like that, and it just makes me really happy. So in a way, also very gourmand. It's just I just can't get over the lemoniness, but I do really love this one as well. So that was really fun. It's because it was still like not cold enough for me to wear creamy candy, which is kind of my preferred version of wearing this general profile. Creamy candy definitely has a creamier, slightly different, more vanillic dry down, but it definitely smells very similar to Snow Fairy. Shame that one was a what's it called, a limited edition, because I think people would really love that perfume. Lush love to make people's favourites as limited edition. It's so strange. Okay, then this is I've got a video coming up this week of my entire Guerlain, my collection, including L'Essence and Sensual, because I managed to get both of those so that I could talk about them and make a video of like the entire range. So, I mean, it's not the entire range because I don't have all of the special editions, and I don't have the what's it called? There's one that's in a bow-shaped bottle that has butter in it, but I don't have that one. But I wore the EDT because I managed to get... you might have remembered if you watched my other videos, I did have a bigger bottle of this that I then passed on because I thought it smelled a bit antiseptic on me because the jasmine in this is quite heavy. But I managed to get a little partial 30ml for only £12 on eBay. So I snapped that up because when I tried the... when I was getting ready to do the video again, my updated video, I tried the sample I have of it and I was like, oh no, that smells really nice. And then I thoroughly regretted getting rid of my bigger bottle. But this one, it definitely does have way more of the jasmine in it, and I don't really like the jasmine that's in, well, generally in Guerlain perfumes. It's not my favourite jasmine. I find it a little bit antiseptic smelling and a little bit like a cleaning product when it's mixed with any citruses. But the thing with this one that was interesting is that if I put my arm right up to my face when I've got it on, I get a little bit of that smells like a cleaning product vibe. But just the general, like, sillage, or I should say the general projection, the general scent bubble that's around me is so delicious. So I was like, well, I don't need to be sniffing my hand right up to my face. It's like how the general perfume kind of moves around me and how I smell it. So it's very delicious. This one is top notes of lavender, mandarin, orange and bergamot, mid notes of jasmine, sambac, orange blossom, ylang ylang, base notes Tahitian vanilla, caramel, orris, violet and benzoin. So it's definitely brighter, and it hasn't got that interesting darker tone that you get from like the licorice in the original. But and then it has quite a lot of caramel, so rather than the tonka creamy sweetness you get, it's more of a like vanillic caramel smell in this one that sweetens it up. It's definitely still sweet. It's much more tangy because it's got more citrus. It still smells like Guerlain though, but it's like, it's totally pretty. It's really lovely. I loved wearing it. It's like, There's only a couple of the Guerlains that actually last for a long time on me. This one, like maybe 3-4 hours before I felt like I needed to top it up. Totally worth it though. Sadly discontinued, but very delicious, and you can definitely still get it on eBay relatively easily, as I have proved with this bottle. And I think I sold mine for only about 25, and it was a much bigger bottle. Okay, next up. This is a perfumey gourmand, so it's like slightly gourmand, but not entirely. I wore a few gourmands this week. I was needing comfort. Another beautiful lavender perfume. Absolutely lush. Sadly, again, also discontinued. Much harder to find, if might be slightly impossible to find now. This is Vera Wang Embrace. It's the French lavender and tuberose. But I'm here to tell you the good news, which is you can still get Coffee Break from Maison Margiela, which actually came out after this one, but smells to me very similar. That's what I thought when I went to smell it in store. And I think someone disagreed with me about that on one of my old videos. They were like, it doesn't smell anything like it. So I got a sample of Coffee Break and I compared the two, and they are so close. They smell so similar, like to the point where I would absolutely never buy Coffee Break because I have backups of this. So they smell so similar. But anyway, yeah, so unfortunately, like I said, you can't get this anymore, but this is mandarin orange in the top, lavender and tuberose in the mid, base notes vanilla and cacao. And it smells like those notes. I get more lavender than tuberose, but the tuberose is giving this a very specific kind of tone, if that makes sense, and it's giving it like a slightly waxy creaminess, and that's just hint of florals. But you get the mandarin in the top, you get loads of lavender, but you get a lot of vanilla, and it's like a creamy vanilla, like almost like a chantilly cream kind of vibe. It's not as sweet as the other one I've got that's periwinkle and iris, but it has that tone, and then it has like a bitter dark cacao note in it. And when I smell in fact from the sample, when I smell Coffee Break from Maison Margiela from the replica range, that has a coffee note in it, but I always perceive it as being a bit more chocolatey than coffee. But yeah, so I love this. If you can find it, it's brilliant. It's very sweet. It's not the strongest of perfumes, so you want to like respray it occasionally, but it's so sweet and cozy and pretty. And as you can see, the dent doesn't lie. I put this dent in myself. I've had this from new. They normally have a square cap, but this is a tester bottle, which is why it has this round cap, because that's just one I put on that fit it. Every time I move my arm, I keep knocking this, and I'm sorry if you can hear it. I keep knocking the little thing that's on the side of my drawers. All right. And then on a cozy day, just wanting to smell clean and fresh. So I had a couple of days this week where I wanted just clean, fresh, simple, clean girl aesthetic kind of vibes, you know. So I wore Clean. This is classic Simply Clean. Yet another that they have discontinued, which is mad. This is lavender as well. I've worn 4 lavender perfumes this week, guys. It was a pretty hardcore week, to be honest. I was working very hard and I was very tired. So I clearly went for a lot of comfort. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I think you can probably still get this on the grey market, but it's definitely not on the Clean website, which is mad, because I think it's, of all of the Cleans I've smelt, this is by far my favourite. Yeah, so Clean, Simply Clean. It smells like fresh out of the tumble dryer laundry that has been washed with a beautiful lavender detergent, basically. It's that delicious, fresh. It is a classic clean smell from this brand, in that it smells like laundry. But because it's got that lavender in it, it's just even more cozy. It's quite sweet. It smells a little bit like, what's it called? The Clean Skin, a little tiny bit like that one, but then it has the kind of laundry and lavender on top of that slightly sweet kind of musky skin smell. It doesn't have the melony note though from Skin. So this has top notes of bergamot, cardamom and lavender, middle notes of mimosa, fresh laundry, accord and aquatic blossom, base notes fresh hinoki wood, white musk and heliotrope. And it's just really pretty and easy to wear, and I really loved it when I first got it. I actually have a backup of that one as well, because I got super obsessed with it when I first got it. And then, last but not least, is one that's new to my collection. But so I've been keeping an eye out, and what happened was I washed my hair with a banana conditioner. So I used a banana conditioner, a leave-in one, and it really left my hair smelling kind of like a creamy banana, and I wanted to wear a banana perfume to go with it. So I broke out my little Kayali Maui in a bottle sample, and I thought to myself, oh well, I might as well go and have a look then. Because I've not bought this, because I know they sell them in separate bottles now, so I was like, good, I will be able to actually get what I want, but I'm not going to pay £28 for a 10ml of a Kayali. So I've been waiting, I haven't bought it, and then I went and had a look on eBay. Not eBay, what am I talking about? I went and had a look on Google, and ASOS had them, and then they had a special deal. So I have a little bottle now of Maui in a bottle, which is basically my banana perfume. It's pretty much the only banana perfume I've been able to find. I have tried a few, but none of them have been quite for me. This is, I think, the deal I got. I think I put it up somewhere, I think. It might have been on I think I put it on my Instagram. So they just had a special deal where if you bought two things from like the Body, Bath and Body, or Beauty and Body, or whatever it's called, you got 25% off. So I ended up getting this and Capri in a bottle. That's the lemony one. That I don't love as much as I love this, but I just thought I might as well get it just because it was a good deal. So, and plus if I don't like it, it'll be easy to sell. So anyway, this is the one I actually wore. That's why that one's almost empty now. And it's yummy. It's very sweet. And I've seen lots of people say that this isn't sweet, but I really think the more this dries down, the sweeter it gets. I do find this to be very sweet. I wouldn't be able to wear this in hot weather, which is why I got this when it actually came out, this little discovery set, and I tried it and I liked it, but I was like, that's way too sweet for me to wear like in hot weather. So I waited till it was cold, and I really enjoyed wearing it. I had to respray it quite a lot, but again, like, it's a little bit hard to judge from these tiny sprayers, because you can see I've probably only worn a little bit of this, because they just have little tiny sprays. So I imagine once I try this one, it's probably much stronger. And I wouldn't want it to be hugely strong anyway, because it's so sweet. But the notes here: top notes of banana and pear, middle notes of coconut and jasmine, base notes of vanilla and sandalwood. So this, again, I've seen people say this smells like a green banana, and I don't get that from here at all. What I get is an incredibly juicy pear, and then the same banana that I get in the Demeter banana flambe oil that I've got, which, to be honest, that one smells more like a... And the reason that I haven't got a bottle of that and I don't really wear it is because it's more like a banoffee pie. It's got like a biscuit smell in it that I'm not crazy for. But yeah, this is really tasty. I'm not getting like a coconutty vibe from it, but it's definitely got a creaminess. I feel like there's more florals than just jasmine in here. I mean, I think I said, and let me just smell this. I don't think I've even sprayed this one yet. Let me just spray out the little tester so I don't waste any of this very small bottle. I really love the colour of this bottle as well. I think it's super pretty. You know, I'm not really bothered about Kayalis generally, but banana is a whole different thing. Let me just spray this out. Yeah, terrible sprayer. I swear there's ylang ylang in here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's ylang in this perfume. Because there's definitely florals in it. Same with Capri in a bottle. It's kind of slightly gourmand, but it's also got quite a lot of florals. I find that with all of the Kayalis, to be honest. Yeah, I think there's probably way more notes in here. But I really get a sweet, yummy banana, a creamy... I mean, maybe I can sense a bit of coconut. Yeah... It's subtle, but it's there. So like a vanilla-y, coconutty base, and then ylang and jasmine, and a lovely sandalwood, but it's very sweet and sugary in the dry down. But I really get a lot of juicy pear. So I wonder if the juicy pear mixing with the banana is why people keep saying it's green. I'm not sure. But I don't find this green. I don't find it to be a underripe banana. I find it to be really banana-y. Not entirely bubblegummy, but just a touch of that bubblegummy vibe you get with banana and ylang ylang, if you see what I mean. And then like a very juicy pear and a really sweet vanillic dry down. It's really pretty. It's too expensive for the performance, which is what I found with a lot of the Kayalis. But again, they do seem to get much darker and they change up a little bit. So this might get stronger the longer it sits around, which does seem to be the way with quite a lot of the sweet perfumes, you know. But anyway, that I think was my whole week. Just trying to get that in a cool position. So yeah, it was yummy. I don't think... There wasn't anything I wore this week that I didn't like. I liked all of them. I think they're delicious perfumes. And yeah, I don't think I really... I mean, Snow Fairy is quite a cheapie. You can get it again at the moment. But I don't think I really wore any cheapies this week apart from Vera Wang. But obviously that it's not available anymore, annoyingly. So the only alternative you can get is quite expensive. But all delicious. Perfect time of year for all of them. They were just lovely. So... thank you very much for watching, and if you have any of these, tell me what you think down below. Tell me what your favourite gourmand lemon is, because I do think Lyra is really beautiful. I really wish that I could have El de Lolita from Lolita Lempicka, because I found a dupe of that, but they're completely out of stock, which is why I haven't spoken about it, because I've only got a sample. But if it comes back in stock, you will see me with a dupe bottle of El de Lolita. It's very similar to Lyra, but a little bit more interesting. So, but I don't like Awake because it smells like chemicals to me, and Devotion smells like chemicals to me as well. So Far is by far my favourite like gourmand lemon. But yeah, let me know down below if you've got any favourites, or if you've tried any like interesting ones that people don't talk about much. I'd love to know. Yeah, and let me know if you've got any of these. Let me know if you think the Kayali smells like green banana, because I'm getting something totally different from it, but that's quite often the way with Kayali. Alright, thanks guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing if you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that button because it really helps me out. And I'll see you next week. Bye guys.